Alright, these videos are getting better and better by the week because the Broncos are now on a 3-game winning streak. They end the 8-game losing streak against the Raiders, and they did it in the throwback unis. My God, what a day. I'm getting more fired up by the week. This is awesome being a Broncos fan. But it didn't look good early. Let's start the game recap there in the first quarter. I mean, my goodness. The first drive, Brock Bowers' touchdown. I mean, it felt like, oh boy, here we go again. They get on a 2-game winning streak, and they didn't crap the bed. That's what it was looking like through the first quarter. And then you get to the pivotal moment. And this is why Pat Surtain is the best corner in the league. And this is why, in a previous video before the season, go check it out in the playlists, I challenged Pat Surtain to make game-changing plays and prove that he was the best corner in the league. These are the kind of plays I was talking about. That pick 6 totally changed the game. 10-point swing. The Raiders could have had at least 3 points there, even 7. So that they could have gone up 17-3 at that point. Instead, we got a tie ball game. From there, the Broncos get the field goal before halftime, and then the defense just unleashes in the second half, and the offense starts to find a rhythm. This is where we saw some real progress from Bo Nix in this offense, was really in the second half. They got the run game going today, especially in the second half. Javonte Williams looks like a new man running out of the backfield, plowing over defenders, running through tackles. I mean, my goodness, he looked good today. And Bo Nix showed me something where his growth and development took another step today. And yes, the stat lines look great. 70% completion percentage, 3 total touchdowns. But it was the argument with Sean Payton on the sideline after the dropped pass from Troy Franklin, which Bo would later admit he overthrew him. To me, that could be construed in multiple ways. Some people might be like, whoa, what's going on there? Is there tension? Gotta remind yourself, football is a competitive sport. It's full of heat, passion, intensity, and there is a lot of emotion involved. And Bo is a competitor. He's done this. He knows that football is an emotional game. And so the fact that he as a captain, as the quarterback of the team, steps up to a Hall of Fame, potentially Hall of Fame coach in Sean Payton and starts arguing with him on the sideline, that's huge. Absolutely huge. And they mentioned it in the broadcast. Drew Brees' advice to Bo Nix was to stand up to him because Sean Payton's a passionate coach. Think the last season in the Detroit game, Sean Payton comes up and starts yelling at Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson's like, whoa, what in the world is going on here? Bo Nix starts giving it back to them. They get into a confrontation. And it's a healthy confrontation because they're both trying to win. They're both trying to be the best that they can be. And when you have that, that tells you your team's moving in the right direction. And clearly, if you don't notice by now, the Broncos are moving in the right direction. And these last 3 games have proven it. So, to wrap things up here, let's look forward. The Broncos' next 3 games are at home against the Chargers, quick turnaround against the Saints, Sean Payton's return to New Orleans, and then you get Carolina. This next 3-game stretch could prove to be huge because if they go 3-0, 2-1 hypothetically, and they find themselves at 5-3 and 6-2, you find yourself in a really good position to position yourself for a playoff spot because then your next 3 games, you get Baltimore on the road, Kansas City on the road, at home against Atlanta. All 3 playoff contenders. You win these next 3 games, you're cementing yourself in the playoff race because right now the AFC is wide open. It's KC in the West, Buffalo in the East, Houston in the AFC South, and then either Baltimore or Pittsburgh in the AFC North. The Broncos can definitely get to one of the top 7 playoff spots if they continue to build off the way they played today and continue to get better. Because some of these teams like Cincinnati, Cleveland, the Chargers being banged up, and even teams like Jacksonville and Indianapolis who have fallen off a bit, Indianapolis because of injuries and youth and inexperience, and then Jacksonville just being a total dumpster fire through 5 games. I know they won today, but they nearly gave up a lead. There's no question if the Broncos continue to play like this, they could be a playoff team. But you got to get through this next 3-game stretch, 3-0 and 2-1 at the very least, in order to have a chance. But thank God we don't have a losing streak to the Raiders anymore. That's what I'm thankful for today. If they make the playoffs at the end of the year, great. But thank God we don't have any losing streaks to the divisional rivals anymore. My God, thank you.